Habari Ghani. Oh my gosh, 2025.
Got a huge shadow right here.
No, it's not on there. No, look. You go into it because you lean in there. Yeah, but as long as you're sitting there, you're fine. Yes. Welcome, y'all. It is hubby was trying to get a little fire going, so we was like about 30 seconds behind, but 2025 is feeling good. It's feeling good. We do want to give a huge I guess moment of collection 2025 for the senseless plowing of the party goers in Louisiana. As of right now, the count is 30 injured and 10 announced unalive. So a lot of developments are still coming out. Happy New Year, Naima. A lot of developments are still coming out, so I don't want to speak too soon on anything, but it just already seems like there's something at work here in regards to media controlling the tone. Let's just put it that way. But we are I'm excited. It is, like I said, 2025 Habari Ghani, and it is Imani, which we know means faith. So we are looking forward to what that looks like in this season. We had a wonderful, and still going to be continuing some more today. But we had a wonderful bringing in of the new year yesterday with going over our gratitude list. And it was the biggest list that we've ever done together. And we've ever, I think, done individually. And so we are going to be continuing that because, again, there is so much more to add to it. But it got very late. It's like the older that you get, staying up for New Year's becomes more of a task.
Listen, this is probably the latest I've been up for New Year's in years.
You know what? Which is funny because you usually stay up like late. Like I like to get to bed pretty early just because like being on the kids' schedule. Like if the kitchen shuts down at 10:30, I like to be kind of wrapped up and ready at 11. But last night I think we got in bed maybe about almost 3, and usually it's about 12 or so. Usually it's about 12 for all intents purposes, but I like to, if I can, get in bed a little earlier than that, just because having to get up, I like to get up about 5 or so to pray, and then getting up about 6 or 7 to work on getting the kids up and situated. Did you even light the incense, or
no? Was I supposed to?
Why would you put it up there if you ain't gonna light it? Oh, that was from yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have liked it. I guess because you was lighting the fire, I was like, okay, yeah, but it's fine. So we got in bed a little later than usual, but like I said, it has felt so good, y'all, to be able just to sleep in. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm looking forward though to next week and getting the daily routine back going again. And the weather has been really good in the morning, so resuming the walks and all of that, I think is going to be great. But yeah, for the most part, sleeping in has felt awesome. But we are I'm looking forward to 2025 and where God is leading, because like I said, this is definitely going to be the year of Isaiah 6:8. If you lead me, I'll go. I shall go. I'm going to post these Happy New Year's. Got Bones and Naima. Babe, did you want to say anything before we jump into some discussions
about the new year?
Yeah, well, anything that was just said.
You said it all. I am I'm excited about the Knicks.
The Knicks.
I am.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm just saying. You asked.
Nah, here we
2025.
go.
You know, this is
the Knicks.
I'm excited about the Knicks.
My God.
Here
we go.
I mean, that's not like top 5, but it's top 10.
Can we? So what? Okay, so if it's not even top 5,
why
would you? Yes, please.
Because like the other stuff is just like it's like regular stuff.
That's not regular. The Knicks stuff is regular stuff.
The Knicks stuff is not regular stuff.
Regular.
But I mean, like, I don't know, like, because our regular is different from everybody else's regular.
So why not share that then? You talking about the Knicks? I mean, you can plug in Knicks and you're gonna have thousands of channels talking about the Knicks. You know?
That's regular.
That's why it's regular. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But why would you want to talk about regular when you say
I was just going online.
No, we talking about the us and this.
I'm excited about I'm definitely excited about the possibilities this SSM thing can bring about.
Well, do you want to say what SSM is? Because they might be thinking it's some sadomasochist. Yeah.
I mean, they can think what they want.
Okay.
SSM stands for self-supporting ministry.
Okay.
This is something that me and the wife has partaken in. We waiting for some paperwork to come through, and like I said, I'm like the possibilities are through the roof, astronomical, to the point where we not worried about funding.
Yeah, that's the key part. That's the key part.
We're not, trying to scrape up and sell a ton of T-shirts to get certain things done.
Yeah. And especially the property procurement. Yeah. Because since moving here to Athens, like again, when coming here to Athens, y'all checking these. I have a story about these once again, but I'm going to be working very hard on communicating, finishing my original statements and staying on task. So that has been a personal pledge for 2025. But when it comes to funding and with property, this is the real, I think, tea, or the real rub is that it's something that is forever going to be necessary for true building. But we're being led to believe in this day and age that it's impossible to acquire property and land unless you have skyrocket credit and unless you're very wealthy. And y'all, you'd be surprised on how much, and literally we are living examples of it, how much empty property is just out there. And corporations are, and even people that know that it's over there and empty, they're not doing anything about it because they're just like, well, they have no interest in it. They have no interest in it. So it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And just what we've discovered alone here in Athens, it definitely gives insight. It gives, like I said, we're living proof of it. It gives hope for this is happening all over the United States where, okay, yeah, you might know that apartment building, that new build, oh no, those are really hard to get into, and that's really hard to get into. And then, of course, public housing, oh, it's a waiting list. But you have no idea, there's really lack of appreciation that there is tons and tons and tons of just empty properties sitting on sprawling land that everyone is just, no one's even batting an eye at. No one's even batting an eye at it. They're going to work, they're voting, they are shopping at the grocery store, and they're going home. And they are driving past literally millions of untapped resources every day. These just huge here in Athens, huge just farms, just with one property in the middle, just sitting empty, nobody working it. You talk to the city manager that also is the city tax appraiser that also is the fire department. You talk to these people and they say, oh well, we don't know.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
So you got to give them background on that though.
I am, but let me say to that, because I want to respond to what you're saying about how crazy that was. First of all, I give the background, but the fact that she still looking at face, bold face, and told us she don't know of nobody.
Yeah.
You were city manager. The fire department is literally in the office. You managed that too, because the phone was ringing while we were sitting there talking to her, and she's like, "I'm gonna have to call them back."
Had the town on fire.
No, I'll call them back. Let's finish this conversation. Yeah, they were. But she was like, finish conversation, and then she was the water department. Like literally, this lady headed all of this in a space not too much bigger than this. Not too much bigger than this. She's heading the whole county, all of the utilities, everything in this space. And
well, I don't think so. Was she the county or just the town?
Oh yeah, she was just the town. But
it don't even matter. Yeah, like how you wear that many hats?
She and had and had the full gall to look us in our face and say she didn't know of anybody that was. Now, mind you, we're taking the children to school every day, and we are driving past just empty. I'm talking about empty, huge farmhouses, and then sometimes these huge land, these farms with, one little property structure in the middle, and it's dilapidated. So no one's living in there, and if someone is living in there, they're beyond the age where they're taking care of this whole farmland property, right? And she's telling us, "Oh no, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about any properties. I don't know anything about anything like that." Mm-hmm. Wow. And that the reason why she's able to do this is because, again, we're not from there. We can't call her out on it, except for the fact of what we see when we're literally driving the kids to school every day. And then on top of that, it is this. And I want us to stop pretending like that doesn't carry weight. That doesn't carry weight. Because what would be the result if she said, "Let me give you a list of all of these properties that are empty and waiting to this black couple"?
Well, we would have got that if we went back to the courthouse.
The tax sale.
Because she was more than willing. She was gonna get the whole shebang. She just
but the thing of it was, she didn't have access. But the thing of it was that wasn't the same person.
No, it wasn't.
And the thing of it was that
was a real office.
She had well, that was the courthouse.
More people.
Yeah. But it was more accountability. Yeah. It's more oversight. But this lady, we knew full well because of who, in just a short conversation, the people that she was bringing off the top of her head, we'd had some discussion with them. So we knew she had knowledge of opportunities. We knew she had access to opportunities that she was not. She was gonna sit in our face and stone cold lie and tell us she didn't know of any. Not one. And like I said, we're riding past dozens all the time, So, but yeah, so the context of that was we were looking at a property. We're looking at two properties actually on this one particular street. And the gentleman told us he was selling one of them. And he was telling us, "Oh, you should go down and speak to, this lady. She has all the information." And I was like, "Oh, I think, we have been there before, but it wasn't open or something." And so he was like, "Well, she it's a couple of things going on there. So she's going to be open." So we went and it was open. And like I said, it was like fire department on one side. She's the manager, town manager on the other. They had a different name. Name escapes me, but basically she manages the town's affairs. When someone dies, they have to report it to her. She turns it over to the newspaper type thing. This is it. And she was something else in her own right, like her own little business. And she's operating everything out of there. And she told, we were asking her about this particular property. And she was saying, yes, she knew the man, and she thinks that he was going to have a little trouble actually selling it, but he was friendly, and he has been working with her on making sure that everything remains updated as far as for the sale. And then we went on to asking, okay, about some other properties, and she all of a sudden it was just like, oh, I don't know anything about that, and I don't know anybody dying, and this is an older town, so she's like, oh, my father passed a couple of years ago. It gets passed on to the family, but again, you're in this position and you're one person doing all of these things. If y'all had that type of population, it wouldn't be one person doing all of these things. So, and I'm looking at her like, really? Like, if there was no property, or if there was all of these people and all of these places were being occupied, like, you wouldn't be doing 3 jobs at once. Sis. Like, let's get real. But it was a cognitive dissonance. She knew what we were asking, but she also knew she was not going to tell it. And that's something I think I've encountered a lot with like people in the South. They feel as though if you're knowledgeable, you're trying to flex on them. And so they tend to be they withhold information, because it's kind of like, oh, you think you're smart? Guess what you don't know. And I wouldn't, but I've kind of experienced this a little bit in Miami, for the most part. Tallahassee was, I think, too long ago. I'm sure there was some of that in Tallahassee.
You know what else I'm kind of excited about, though?
What?
If we have to leave the area, leaving the area.
You are excited about leaving the area? Okay, so why is that?
Because it's kind of like an either-or thing, right? So, it's I'm pretty sure it's either going to be South Carolina or Daytona.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I do.
I'm thinking Savannah is still in Atlanta
again.
Baby. I love me some.
I don't mind Atlanta.
I would love to move back to Atlanta, but I would miss.
I'm not.
Some things I'm familiar with there.
I'm not enamored with Atlanta.
I am. I just me as a business owner, and it's just, man.
No city has loved me like Atlanta. Atlanta would be.
No city has loved me like Atlanta.
Okay, Jay is there, but it's like I think financially, like, Atlanta is, and I don't want that to be the only thing.
Okay.
And that would be the only thing that would kind of like, for me in Atlanta, like, would take me back to Atlanta. Like, there's nothing in Atlanta,
But especially when you talk about literally collabonomics, going to a place that's already practicing and already, and when you say,
but Atlanta also has their little cliques and their little pockets, and still, and I think I would probably want to smack a couple more people down there too. So,
but I think that's going to be how you feel anywhere.
That ain't true.
That is very true.
But I'm just saying, like, okay, so, for me, like, the excitement would be Daytona or South Carolina. South Carolina, because, the information I just got,
right?
That's like going home.
Yeah.
Daytona for you is literally going home.
Yeah, I'm not as excited about that though.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm not as excited about that.
I know.
Like it sounds good. It really does. But I'm just starting to realize that I think everybody at one point in their life they need to come home. And I literally I've never come back home. I've never moved back home. So even like you were saying, even if we don't stay there, to be able to go and have that.
And I've never lived in a place where there is no winter.
Oh, we have a winter. It's just not a winter like New York. You're never gonna live in a place that has winter like New York, though.
Wisconsin.
No, that's even not like New York because their winter is mostly of the year. Like they don't have
But I'm just
They
what
just
I'm
have an
saying is like
elongated
I've
winter.
never like even here like it still can get a little cold here in Georgia, but
It gets a little cold in Daytona, but it's
gets
for
chilly.
Daytona.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm
So
saying.
for me, that's not a winter. Like I guess y'all winter would be kind of like fall for me.
Maybe not
Spring.
even, but the thing of it is that this is the funny thing about seasons. You start to adjust to them. So again, the longer you're out of New York, it's like, oh, what is this? It's getting cold, like it starts to get a little, and so that's the adjustment. But yeah, they have like it's like a long fall, and it's a couple of winter days, but a long fall, never snow, at least of course of what I know from it. And yeah, I think that just that Daytona scares me a little bit, to tell you the truth.
What?
Because I don't want to feel stuck
In Daytona?
Yeah, I don't want to feel stuck.
Like can't leave stuck or
Yeah.
don't want to leave stuck.
No, I can't leave. Like, I
There's
get
no such
adjusted
thing.
to the but and I should know this because I moved around a lot, but that's always the trust me, that's always in the back of a nomad's mind, that it's going to be some place that they just it's like kind of like a Twilight Zone, like now you can't leave. I don't want to have a sunny moment. I don't want to get I don't want Daytona to be my from, and now you can't leave, and you're just kind of going through these same cycles. And you're like, what happened here? How did this happen? Why am I just,
I don't
here?
even think that's possible though.
I think, like I said, that's a common fear of a nomad's life. Like that's a common fear that you're going to end up someplace that you kind of. Yes, I do. But this is not just Florida; it's Daytona. So I have a sister, a niece, and a bunch of like I won't say a bunch, a couple of like grand uncles situations. My grandmother was the only female in her family. She had all brothers, and one of them is still he is still kicking and kicking, and so he's there. So he's there, and then of course it legitimately is where I grew up. So there's a lot of people that never moved away. They're still there. Like I said, my sister recently, I'm going to say about 4 years ago, moved back home. She moved back right the year before COVID, if I'm not mistaken. The year before COVID, she moved back, and then she's been there, of course, ever since. And her daughter moved back about 2 years ago. And like I said, this is, where we have been. And then I have another sister that's still in South Florida. Now that was also because my daughter got an interest letter from University of Miami. Woo!
Yes.
And that's literally the backyard of where she grew up. And so that would be amazing just for her. To have that, to be able to come back home in such a way. And her younger brother, my son, he would love that. That's not for sure. But that would be fun. And then also too, that would give my son his reason to kind of get it in gear in regards to his school and academics, because he wants to move back to Miami, but he doesn't necessarily want to move back to go to college there. So I think that would light a fire under him if we're all back in Miami, and then my daughter goes to
like Pepperdine or something.
Vanderbilt and Pepperdine. And then there was something
else up in like Maine or something, right?
No, I was in Pennsylvania too. Yeah, like
it was nothing in Maine.
Yeah,
it was something in Maine.
It was something in Maine, but the other one.
It's like 6 of them though. It's like 6 of them.
No, it was 4. It was 4.
I counted like 6. It was like the Kings,
no, it was 4.
Pepperdine,
it was Vanderbilt,
and
the
one
in
Maine.
Yeah, it was something long. I think that was in. Yeah, it was 4.
It don't matter. She's a junior, already getting this stuff. This is what I'm talking. It's gonna be a king.
Again, we don't know, but it would be exciting to just see that come to fruition, because when we left Miami, she was not into trying to do anything school related. She cared nothing about that. And so to just be away for a couple of years, and now that, one of the biggest schools is pretty awesome. And then also to Vanderbilt, like that's awesome, So the opportunities definitely opening up because she's been intentional. She's been focused with her school.
Happy New Year to you, Sir
Anthony, yes. Hey, Sir Anthony. Definitely. It's been a minute. Hey, it's been a minute. And we definitely need to discuss. We definitely need to chop it up a bit. So yeah, it would be kind of fun to entertain that, or the notion of moving back to Coconut Grove. Like literally that would be amazing just to be able to come back and in that sense, and especially because that's where I was a councilwoman. Coconut Grove was definitely home. That was definitely what I considered home. And when it came to Florida, it was the first day waking up in Coconut Grove. The Junkanoo band was playing, and I was just like, this is what home should feel like. Like literally, this is what home should feel like. And as a fourth generation Bahamian, it's really roots. It's a lot of roots there. But my sister said something that really got me thinking back again about Daytona. She said, your home is, you can't really have a place of stability in a place that you did not go to high school. And I was like, wow.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what got me thinking about Daytona again. I was like, she's so right. Like, no. I mean, like, because as long as I've lived outside of Daytona, like I've never, like I said, after high school, I've never moved back to Daytona. It was college, and then it was every place else. But there is some truth. There's a lot of truth there that, yeah, you just don't have those same ties to that community, and I would love for my kids to have that opportunity to be a place where somebody says, hey, I knew your grandma. I knew who you were named for. Your great grandma was the mayor of the city. Like that would be awesome for them.
I don't know if I agree with that though. Monica said that?
Yeah. That's what got me thinking about Daytona again. That was when I said, I literally texted you and said, put Daytona back on the list.
Yeah, I know. I didn't go to school down in South Jersey and had, some roots down there.
But that's not your home.
Nah, it's not.
And so, and the difference is, like I say, I keep saying this, but babe, difference is too, like you don't have children. So you've never had to, that's a different experience. But you did say this about, you were like, oh, you were talking about some building. You were like, oh, everybody know the grants. Everybody know over here, or what have you.
Yeah, 21.
My kids don't have that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And that does get tied.
I'm saying, but
and the reason why high school,
living, though, like, that.
Like, but that's still high school ties them to that. You get tied to a community. So like I said, there's a lot of people I went to school with, they're still there, and it's a lot of people I went to school with, they parents still living. They still know who Courtney is.
In them projects too. That's
they
crazy.
Still know who Courtney is. They still know who Richard and Rosalind were. They still know who Nan Nikki. They definitely know who Nan Nikki is. So that is huge to be able for another generation to experience that. And because I'm constantly been in places where I didn't go and have those experienes, that's something that I can't leave to them. That's something that I can't leave to them. So that would be an opportunity. That'd be a great opportunity.
Maybe Daytona should be a little higher on the list.
It's not though. But I'm saying, that statement got it added to the list for that reason. Because at the end of the day, I still feel kind of the way my other sister feel. I just don't want to.
That was funny.
I just don't.
That was funny. I couldn't even hold a laugh.
Like that don't even. Yeah, it's just something about it. It's like I said. I think when it's all said and done too, it's something about the fact of, like what are we coming home to? Because both of our parents are gone. You know, like we coming home to ghosts. We coming home to ghosts. Yeah, right. Wait, you said what sounds like a parochial perspective on life? Which one? Because we both was talking. I would love to hear you expound on that, Sir Anthony.
First of all, using all these big words, Sir Anthony.
That's what Sir Anthony does. That's what Sir Anthony does.
So I'm just gonna take him as disrespect.
Well, that's foolish. You sound like you're a friend. No, I would love to know which aspect are you looking at as parochial, because I think that's a beautiful, depending on which, it's a beautiful sentiment. But I'm glad you do see what I'm glad you do see some perspective in that, some value in what I'm saying there. But yeah, you do want to give some food for thought with that when it does come to children, because it's an experience that they will never be able to recreate, you know, and they will also never be able to duplicate if they haven't seen it.
The high school comment.
Oh yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They'll never be able to duplicate it. They haven't seen it. So they won't see how that works and how that can work in their favor. Now, the one thing I was saying,
maybe I should take you on
12. What?
Take you on 12. Take you stroll through the projects.
Who?
The kids.
We didn't go there when we were in New York?
No.
But why would you want to go there? But we talking about me, babe.
Yo, but we're talking about the kids.
No,
so they can see it.
No, so they can see what I'm talking about, what my family, my history.
You just talking about just the regular.
No, I said they haven't seen it. They haven't seen it done. They don't know how to duplicate it. That's what I'm saying. They don't see the benefits of it. They don't see the value of it. Oh, so I'm trying to show them, hey, you know, these people knew. Like, I think that would be something good, because Niani was
great grandma.
That was my mother's mother. So that's who Niani. That's who my daughter was named for. She was named for.
Great.
No, it's great grandma.
Just one great.
Yeah, it was my mother's mother.
One great. Yeah.
Yes. So I want them to experience that, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want them to kind of wonder what that feels like. I would like for them to experience it in their lifetime and see the benefits of it and the value of it. And I don't want to be so because of my, you know, like I said, my personal feelings about it. I don't want to be so tied to that I rob them of their of the appreciation of it, because I think there is an appreciation for it, and I've lived to see that too. And I think there may be some, I don't want to say resentment, but there might be some jealousy there. I would say, when I've gone to cities and I've seen how, you know, they still have their moms and grandmoms, and, you know, their moms and grandmas have put them in certain positions and certain opportunities. And I'm like, wow, I don't have that. And so I didn't know that it was jealousy, but not when I look back hindsight, if you understand what I'm saying, if anybody gets what I'm saying, if anybody can pick up what I'm putting down there, I can understand that aspect of it, that, yeah, it is, you know, it's a benefit to that. It's a benefit to that. And I didn't see it at the time, you know, when I was experiencing it, because on the other side of it does not feel good, because you're not a part of that family. You're not a part of that neighborhood. You didn't grow up, you didn't go to school with these people. So in Miami, just for anybody, you know, like, there's a big rivalry. Probably in most cities, there's big rivalries amongst the high schools. But in Miami, there was a big rivalry between Northwestern and and now I don't want to call out I don't want to call out the other school wrong. But like, they take that real to heart. Like, you know, people that they went to this high school with their families with, like, our rivalries in Daytona, they were a rivalry at the school, but then when you went home, even when you went to the party afterwards, these same people you'd be going to, dinner, you go to the prom with, you would see them out at the mall, you cool. It wasn't a rivalry like that, but these cities, these other spaces and places, these rivalries have been real tough, real strong. And so they have often made me feel like I'm really an outsider because I'm not a part of it. Why does Bones not have a wrench? Well, I will say this, because when Bones joined, I no longer had access to. No, Bones has been coming for a minute. I just no longer had access to the. I don't, guys. This laptop is not my. This is not my original streaming laptop. This laptop is on loan, and so all of my little settings are not in it. And when I first started when I first started that I don't want to say that rule, but when I first started that practice of the wrenching and glowing everybody up and giving them their lighters and all of that, this was a practice that I started on my. I had that was that new laptop. I think you might remember that, Sir Anthony. You remember when I was fundraising. This was when everybody was feeling generous at the top of COVID. I was fundraising, and I got half of it. And then when we were first attempting to put the plantation under contract, that's when I got the other half for that laptop. And so that laptop is what took my streaming game to the next level. And I had all my little settings and all my bells and whistles and all of that. This laptop doesn't have that. So I just don't have access to do that type of, to manage those accounts the way I did anymore. Okay, let me see this. This looks good. And hello, Apostolic Faith. My family on my father's side is from Gowanus Projects. I understand the benefits part and how people come up to me, and I have no idea who they are. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
There is. Yeah.
All the time.
There is benefits of that. The benefits, and then also to the I want to say this, and I was saying this yesterday as well. I also want to be very I want to be kingdom minded when I say this or when I experience it, because y'all, that also comes, that nepotism is very real. And I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite when I'm experiencing it and I'm like, yay, I'm experiencing it. But on the other side, I know what it has felt like being on the other side, and just know that you don't have access to that just because of the fact I didn't grow up with you, just because I wasn't in the back of the class with you laughing at this substitute teacher. Like, I still have value here, right? And so that's a little bit of a conflict too.
But you know what though? Because I went to school in the Bronx. Everything on 112 is strictly because of who my family was and how big my family is.
Yeah.
Like, we literally got the two biggest families that merged into one when my mom married my dad. And basically that Grant Dulce thing just, so yeah, so they just and even though we all spent a lot of time down there, other than Tanya and them, like, they, as far as the Grands go, they the only ones that went to school down there.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the benefits of, like, I don't want to be a hypocrite benefiting from it, but then knowing on the other side of it, it feels like, to get left out of it, I'm talking about that aspect. Like, I want to be on the right. I want to be on the kingdom side of things. I don't want to be like, well, because like I said, I have literally been denied opportunities because, and have been told to my face, I went to high school with this person.
So Sir Anthony's nickname is Bones.
I see. But I'm saying, like, I've been told I've been told in my face and, offline, as you would say as well, I know this person. I don't know you. And there is a lot that comes with that. And from both sides. Like, I'm just like, you know this person, but that doesn't mean that this person knows policy. That doesn't mean that this person knows community development. That don't mean this person knows property management. That don't mean this person even knows how to collaboratively build infrastructure so that community is benefiting at the same time. People that are coming here to develop the community are pouring into those benefits, right? That doesn't mean that because y'all split a tuna sandwich. That don't mean that because y'all used to go to get conch together. That don't mean that. But they will look you in your face and tell you that, okay, so what? So what? We pop popcorn. We had the same summer job together for 3 years, and we used to pop popcorn together at this movie theater when it was open. And then I've been also in the trenches, the conversations where they get to talking about these old times, and all of a sudden everything that you was talking about goes out the window, and that has been a real problem with a lot of that has been a real problem with a lot of small communities that they continue to they don't grow because they get into this nostalgic vibe. Like, oh, we used to do this and do that, and that's all. And all of a sudden now we're not talking about the amount of evictions that have gone up. All of a sudden now we're not talking about them disconnecting 2 bus routes that go through the neighborhood.
So what Miss Diane is doing around the corner.
Right. Now all of a sudden we're talking about being bogus and how we need to have a boycott joint back, because that was when we showed that we had real commitment to businesses in the area.
So Sir Anthony was a homie for 2 years.
I see that.
Cedric Ave. Everybody Roberto Clemente. So my mom is right down the way on 3rd Avenue. So, well, 2 years ago, I don't know how long ago that was, but yeah. So he was a homie for 2 years. Okay, homie. Salute. Wait, we've been in for 40 minutes. We ain't even hitting that one topic yet.
We have. Well, we were talking about the New Year plan and looking forward.
I'm talking about the title, though.
Well, that's the main title, but you said we haven't hit one topic. We have hit some topics.
Well, yeah. That was just that like to... look, I done talk my mama up.
Yeah, talk to your mom up. She probably was online. But yes, we definitely need to move into it, because I know we don't like to hold y'all too long, but with this being the new year, I did plan for us going a little longer today. But yeah, y'all, this topic and this is something I've just been kind of, even though it's a new year and I knew there would be some other things I wanted to talk about, I definitely have been thinking about this topic for a little bit, because y'all, I watch a lot of conservative media. Okay. And conservative media, and I'm talking about from the span of Pierce Morgan to Candace Owens to the conservative Christians, Black conservative Christians, which kind of can go a whole nother level, a whole nother direction. And this tends to be something of consistency that does, I want to say, rubs me the wrong way when they say that if you're seeking reparations, it is a victim mentality. And I totally disagree with that. Personally, and I know, again, exceptions don't change standards, y'all. So follow me when I say that. But I do not have food stamps and believe in living off the government, and I believe in growing our own and having sustainability. But I absolutely believe that reparations are, first of all, it's biblical. Okay. It's biblical. It's atonement, and it's due, and it's time. And the fact that so many of us, I'm starting to see so many of us, and when I say so many of us, I do mean people of FBA. Okay, because we're gonna talk about this Fat Joe situation in a minute too, because I just think that terror squad, y'all taking L's all the way around. Remy Ma over here looking crazy, Fat Joe talking crazy. Terror squad
First
down.
of all, there's no more terror squad.
2025, terror squad down.
All right, TS was pretty much done after Pun died. There was no more TS.
I got you, but y'all down here. I don't believe that demanding reparations is the victim time. Thank you. Okay, so you lived in there in the 90s. Okay, that's when he lived in.
Just the good old days.
But I don't believe that demanding reparations is the victim mentality. Sir Anthony, thank you for that, because I tell you, I've had to really watch areas. I've had to watch people that I said this around, because the reason why, y'all, want to be very clear. Y'all may not know it or not, but I tend to be a little conservative with my views. And sometimes I call cops, because cops do need to be called. And sometimes people think cops should not be called, but they should, because cops come to enforce laws. Thank you. And I like laws to be enforced. Anyway, I think for it's been a couple of conversations, and when I say a couple of conversations that I've gotten into, they have mostly been not, FBAs or what does Umar call they have not been American blacks. He does not call them Black Americans. They have not been American blacks. Sometimes she gets so much hate. How do y'all feel about her? Candace Owens.
Oh, I kind of dig Candace.
Real Deal Astrology, welcome. It's not only a victim mindset, but also a money grubbing, gold digging mindset. Reparations.
Can I take this?
Please take that, because I'll come back on that. I'm gonna let her be.
Okay, let me break this down like a fraction, homeboy or homegirl.
Real Deal Astrology.
I don't know, whatever.
Y'all clearly are trolling.
Hold up. No, because I kind of expected, somebody goofy to be saying something like this. Here's the deal, right? Now, you might actually have an argument if generational wealth or wealth that's still being built, that was produced during slavery, after slavery, all the way up until now, because of that, you might have an argument. But because people still reap the benefits of that today, pay what you owe, period. If the bank gives you money and then demands, hey, I need that back, is that a victim?
Right.
If someone works for you and then demand payment, is that being a victim?
Thank you.
Okay, so reparations is not just about slavery. It's about the institutional racism that has continued from then all the way up until now and still going on.
Yeah.
So miss me with the BS. Miss me with the BS. Because what I want you to understand is this. I ain't no victim. Never claimed to be one. And being a victim doesn't make you weak, and it doesn't make you money grubbing. So again, miss me with the BS. I'm trying to stay kingdom here. Kingdom
minded, yes.
So I'm trying to choose my words wisely because I want to say some other things, but I'm gonna save them and put a cap on them unless you really piss me off with some goofy you say. But it's not money grubbing, because trust and believe, I don't want nothing handed to me. Truth of the matter is, just level the playing field, and I'll show you what my grind to do. And I'll show you just how much better I am than the rest of you, brother.
That is not kingdom. And see, this is where we kind of disagree. And I think this is where people call me a walking contradiction, because I do want stuff handed to me. I'm not gonna lie. I do. And that's why I said I do have to challenge myself with that spirit too. But when I say like when I want stuff handed to me, it's not like I'm talking about I'm not talking about food stamps and I'm not, because again, as a former elected official and coming from a family of very politically active background, I don't think it's for I know it's not for government. That's a ruse, and I get that. When I say I want stuff handed to me, I mean I want doors open for me, literally and figuratively. I do. I want to feel special. I want to feel like, okay, yes, thank you, I'll take that. No, I don't want to have to, especially y'all. And I'm saying this smiling, but I'm gonna fix my mouth. Especially when our ancestors literally died, bled, broke backs, broke bones to build this. Yes, I want. They didn't do that, so now 200 years later, now I'm supposed to do that too? No. That's just like with my children. If I've had to endure certain things, I'm doing it so that my kids don't have to do it. And another thing too to that mindset, because I do believe you trolling, and I'm gonna refer to a very wise man's sentiment to me once when I said, hey, give me some laws that I could throw at this person because we're arguing here online. And he said to me, Courtney, I'm not going to give you any laws to help you defeat somebody that's probably in their mom's basement in a chicken soup.
Ha.
Okay, so, but I will say this. I think it's an insult to intelligence for people to say, why now? Don't act like y'all were so ready to have these discussions right around the time that you were still dragging people off their land, literally.
They still doing
it. And robbing multiple generations from the wealth. Don't act like you were so willing to sit down and have these heart to hearts with people that literally just came off your fields that were doing it for free, because that's what they're doing it for, because the housing was always trash. And that's why, again, I'm going to stick to what Elaine Brown said. America does not have a housing crisis. It has a housing Black people crisis, because it never had housing that they intended just to be for Black people. They didn't think that they deserved a house. They didn't want to pay for any type of structures to provide shelter. So this is why you're talking about there were 14, 15 and upward of people staying in these one rooms, and they would justify going to get loans.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, hey, Mom. Happy New Year, Mom. They were justifying going to get loans from these banks, from Wells Fargo, from Chase. They were going to get banks on our backs, literally, to say, oh, well, we need to have a credit score. We need to be insured for these amount, because we need to go get double, because we need to build more properties to put them in. And guess what? Those properties weren't built. And these banks knew that these properties weren't going to be built. These banks knew these properties weren't going to be built. And they still would give them hundreds of thousands of dollars, which of course estimate to millions in our day and time, to build these properties, to build these homes for these for property. And this is reason why, again, right now in this day and age, property cannot beget property. Property cannot own property. These laws were created because of us. So I do not think it's a victim mindset. And like I said, and like Sir Anthony said, yeah, I'm going to be conservative when it comes to protection of my neighborhood, my village, and my family. And I am going to, use my right to press a little 911, because this is how else? Who else am I going to call to make sure that these things are going productively? But I tell you what, there is no one above God that I'm seeking assistance from, because again, just like it says in the good book, I know from that I know from where my help which come. Okay, and I know my help comes from God.
This is my thing though.
But you will get my order right at Chick-fil-A, or I will call the cops again on you, Ashley.
That was crazy, but
no, because she misrepresented herself as a manager. That's why I called the cops. This is what got me recognized by my children as a black Karen, which they call me Blaren, because you said that you were a manager and you were not. So guess what? We'll see what the cops have to say about this. Thank you, Ashley.
But anyway, this is my thing, right? You know I'm all about the competition. And I'm always, because, and I hate this term, no one's better than, we're all the same. No, we're not the same. Some of us are better than others. And I love the proof that I'm so much better than everybody else. Mm-hmm. So level the playing field, and I will show you. Because I'm like I want people to put this in perspective.
You shouldn't have to.
No. Let me finish though. Let me finish because I want to. Show them. Because again,
your ancestors showed them.
Yeah, they did, and I don't mind showing again. I don't.
I mind.
Because again, I live for the competition.
I don't mind. I want the smoke.
I want the smoke because I want people to understand this, right?
I'm with you to open that door for me.
I want y'all to put this in perspective, right? Here it is. What? We talking almost 500 years of this crap.
We're still at the 400.
They didn't did.
1619 was when we came over, so, allegedly. Yeah. So it's still 400.
Yeah, well, 4 some change.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? So we had 400 years of this crap, right? And they have done everything possible to break, drag, kill, do whatever. And we still standing. We still pushing forward. Now, granted, we limping. I ain't gonna hold you. We limping, but we still moving. We still, we still pushing. And there is still, there is some success there. It should be a lot more, but we still standing. So imagine if you level the playing field. See how fast and quick these tables turn.
I'm past the point of saying, "Hey, I want to be." No, I want the head. I want the head start. This is my thing. I want the head start. I want the head start.
This is my thing.
I'm past the point of saying, "Okay, well, just put us on the same plane." No, it's been too far back. So I'd rather have the head start now. I'd rather have the same head start.
But if they don't want to level the playing field, they don't want to give us the head start.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that we should be, but again, I don't think we should be petitioning for the head start. I think we should be petitioning for, like I was saying yesterday, we should be petitioning for the moon. And then, let's get the stars. Mm-hmm. I'm petitioning for the moon. I'm petitioning for no. I don't want to just have. I don't want you to bring the score down to 600. I want an automatic 800 credit score. Oh my gosh, I ain't even. I'll speak to whoever you want to speak to, but I want to be already at 800. You just said. It's how I listen, how I hear things when people saying things I don't want to listen to.
I know, but sometimes I'll be feeling kind of like how Palmetto, was saying, he don't want his reparations cash, he wanted in blood.
I wanted in blood. Brother P gave me a happy New Year salute. Told me it's been my best year yet, Courtney. Absolutely, Brother P, it is. We are 12 years rocking, me and Brother Palmetto. We are 12 years rocking in the making.
He said he want his in blood.
I want mine in blood. Forget money. Forget green. And I can see him. I can see him and feel him on that sentiment because y'all, we gonna get that anyway. Trust and believe, and that's what I said. God gonna give us that anyway. But true justice comes in the form of which you exhibited it. Absolutely. The form in which you suffered it is the way you want it. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I want mine in blood.
And I say this all the time, man. Like, listen, man, this is the only revolution, the history of revolutions that has been orchestrated without any blood being shed.
Oh, marches and marches and marches. The bloodshed been ours. Marches and marches and marches, showing how much we
bloodless revolution.
We took the words from Gandhi.
Still fighting this revolution.
a little bit too to heart when he said we will astound them with our capacity to suffer. I used to think that too, but now I say, you know what? No. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to surprise them with that. I want better than, and I want to be very vocal. No, I want better than. The same way that when you go into certain neighborhoods and you see how nice they are, and you expect for them to be not anyone of our descent living there. I want it to be there. I want to be, it's expected. When you going over to Kingdom Village, when you going over into that P4R neighborhood, oh, they got the best of the best. Oh, this stuff is, you already know. When it's coming off a colored only cafe pantry, it's the best of the best. It's top notch. It ain't no standard. It ain't no low standard stuff. The excellence, the standard is excellence, and that's what's coming out of here. I want that expectation to be honest and to be true.
Turn that a little bit.
And so
look away from the laptop.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, that's where I am with reparations being a victim mentality mindset. I don't believe it is, but hey, my big boy, that's my KK. KK, okay. Get him K. Okay. Get him K.
All right.
Excuse me.
All right.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Did you say no? It's always gonna be right now. The time is always gonna be
right now.
Oh, I think said not right now. Oh, because it's always gonna be right now. Okay, all of the lights when KK come on.
See, he's saying the same thing.
No, it's not KT. It's KK. KK, I'm not listening to you, KT. KT, it's KK. I think we should have everybody do a vote, y'all. Is it KT or KK? Which one is better sounding? Okay. I'm not even gonna wait for the responses. I'm just gonna say KK. But yes, back up to your statement too, Naima. I hear you with saying that most cops like their jobs, but I'm scared of calling them. I will say this, like I've been very vocal about this in the past, and like I said, depending on what rooms I'm in, I have to appreciate. I have to read the room a bit and appreciate what is going to be the response or what's going to be the blowback from the feedback, that sort of thing. But I just and knock on wood, I can appreciate the sentiment. I can appreciate the experiences that my husband has had, that some friends have had. I can appreciate the sentiment from the stories that I've read and the stories that I followed. And especially when, that horrendous situation up in New York with the correction officers beating this inmate, brother Robert, I believe his name was, to death. I mean, that I couldn't even watch that footage, to tell you the truth, because of the mother that has a son. Like, I couldn't even watch that footage. And I just saw the one scene of the cop that literally, this man is handcuffed and he literally put his whole booted foot in his chest. It's deplorable. And this does come from, as my husband and I always talk. It comes off as oh, look at this. That's right. Thank you, brother Sir Anthony. Thank you. Look at that, KK. This is. He said it comes off as Katie. Do you want to be known as Katie? No, you don't, Kate. No, you don't, KK. You don't want to be known as Katie. But yeah, I can look at that and say this stems, as my husband and I often discuss, this literally stems from what the original job of officers was. It was to catch slaves, and it was to bring them back by any means necessary. It was to reduce their will. It was to instill fear. It was to enforce law. And that law was that we were property. you don't have no freedom. You don't have no right to life. You don't have no right to respond with dignity and respect. You are property. And that is the reality of it. That
Bones with a KK.
why, well, thank you. But that's the reality of it, that this is what it stems from. But at the same time, too, I've had people in my family that have gone on to be law enforcement officers, and I love them. And was very proud of the accomplishments that they've had in their time with being law enforcement. I have interacted with as a community manager and a community builder. I have interacted with several law enforcement members that I respect, and maybe not love to the point of where it was like, okay, we're family, but definitely love them, like vouch for them, trusted them, so it does I do have a funny story though. So one of these said members of law enforcement in Miami, who I still appreciate and love, and just I value so much of what I've seen him do to the community with getting moved out of the community and then actually undergoing a test. So he went through a rigorous process in order to expedite him getting a promotion so that he could come back as sergeant in the community, because as a regular cop, you can kind of get moved about a little bit more freely. So he expedited his plan because he wanted to wait until his oldest child was out of school before he went to pursue being a sergeant. But he expedited it so he could control and come back to the Grove, and he was very cool. So sergeant, you know who I'm talking about. But I remember I was fairly new as the Crime Watch secretary. I did want to talk with him about a promising young man that had kind of just disappeared, and I hadn't seen him in a little bit. So we used to talk about him pretty frequently. And then one day in the morning, when we moved to this different area of the Grove, Coconut Grove in Miami, Florida, I noticed that he was there every morning. He was getting high. And so when I took this information to, at this point in time, he wasn't the sergeant. He was still, just a regular officer. But he said, what was he over there doing? Crack? And I was just like, wow. It was just like, he jumped right to that. Like, I was like, nah, it was just some weed. But, but I'm like, this was the same kid that we had been talking about for months. But as soon as I said he was doing drugs, he was like, was he doing crack? He was doing crack over there. So I was just like, there's something amiss there. There's something amiss there. And I we laughed about it later, but it in that moment, you recognize that there's something amiss there, that that he went to the furthest, like the extreme. And this kid was 15, 16 years old, as opposed to thinking, okay, it might be just something regular, or it might be just something a little bit more typical for a teenager. And that's where I say there's a disconnect there when it comes to even when they have good hearts. Because like I said, this particular officer, I know had a good heart and I trusted him. And, at one point in time, like he was the only other person in the community that had keys to my home, just in case I needed to there needed to be access to the home and I wasn't there. They say you should always, have someone. And at one point in time in one of my homes, he was the only person that had keys to the home.
Can I say something about the cops?
Outside. But there is some disconnect. That's just what I want to say. I'm aware that there is some disconnect, even now still, even with good intentions. There's some disconnect between the communities that we serve, the community that they serve, communities that they love, that they claim to love, at the same time, those kids don't look like their kids. They might be doing crack.
Okay, my experience with the police is probably not typical of, it's not typical, and because of these experiences, there's probably nothing anybody could say to me that would sway me to believe that there's such thing as a good cop. I think once these guys, especially black cops, I think once they put these uniforms on and they're sworn in or they carry these badges, whatever the case is, because they might be undercovers, they might not actually put on a uniform, whatever it is. You playing for the other side, homie. You playing for the other side. You done crossed over. And I don't care what come out of your mouth. I don't think truly you can hold that job and actually have another black man's best interest at heart. I don't. Now, as far as calling them to do their job, I'm gonna say 3 years ago, I wouldn't care what was going on. I ain't calling the cops. I don't care if I don't care.
What happened 3 years ago?
Let me finish.
I just want to know what happened 3 years ago.
Let me finish. Then this one happened, and so that has changed slightly. But again, I would never, ever, and I mean ever, trust a cop. No, let me rephrase that. I trust him to be a cop. That's what I trust him to be a cop. I trust that he is gonna always put that badge and that uniform in front of everything else. He's never gonna see me or anybody that looks like me as anything other than a perp. And look, here it is, fixing your boy, what, smoking crack? You punk bitch.
Hey, come on. Sergeant was good.
Sergeant
was good to me. Man, when I was trying to get out of town,
again,
Sergeant kicked that off.
You know what?
250.
And your words.
Yeah.
The exceptions don't
change the standard. Don't change the standard.
Don't change the standards. And again, like I said, my experiences with the police is not.
Why couldn't he been smoking crack?
Why you go right to that? Why not just what was he doing?
He thought he was.
What was he was smoking crack? Because you said he probably went down there and busted his head open.
I hope not.
You know, and like I said, my experiences with the police, man, and this goes back to my early childhood, interaction with the police and my dad. Then, at the height of the stop and frisk, I'm in New York. This is not, and they reveled in it. They enjoyed it. Here it is, they whooping our ass with smiles on their faces. We're kids. So yeah. It'd never be a such thing as a
But that's just what I'm saying. Our experiences just shape.
This is why I led with that.
Yeah.
That's why I led with that.
It's true. Well, again, I do think there is some disconnect. I do think there is some real work to be done in regards to building up sensitivity and training. And I just don't think that happens in 10, 20 years. It just doesn't.
You know what's crazy?
It doesn't happen if they didn't grow up around or with or considering. And this is the real honesty of it, y'all. And I'm gonna get to Anthony's statement too before we move on to the next topic. But this is the real of it, y'all. This disconnect, it exposes and shows that in these homes, no matter what it may look like, no matter how many schools they go to, no matter how many, no matter how much they dance the Soldier Boy, and no matter how much Post Malone songs they like, they are just there is still a distinction of better than when they're in those homes. And they have to feel that way. They have to feel that way because it doesn't in this system that is very much turning into a class system. And capitalism depends on it being a class system. You have to just feel like there's a demographic that you are doing better than, that you are better than. And it's Black people. This is what it is here. And so with that being said, it's always going to be looked at as, oh, they're the ones that are the criminals. They're the ones that are promiscuous. They're the ones that are salacious. They're the ones that are the dregs of society. But Sir Anthony, funny statement. And I've always leaned more towards the lawyer side of things, still with conservative and still working with law and order. I'm still on that path. But I've always said this, and just to be honest in what you're saying, I just don't think that you can be in a position like that where you have, and I often talk about this as well when it comes to the roles in our society as far as, men and women. I say all the time, God did right by making me a woman, because I think if I was a man, I would be misusing and I'd be exploiting. And like I said, I think that honestly, I've said this before, but I think women are way too easy to crack. That's why I don't understand men that can't, women are way too easy to crack, and to push these buttons so yeah, I would exploit it. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. I would definitely exploit it if I would. You like to think that you're the best person with it, but I'm going to be honest. I think definitely in times of my personal life,
I would never call them either.
I would have.
I think my mom was trying to say I would never call them.
Yeah, either. I know. I saw that too.
Well, Mama, that's why we from the same gene pool.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. I haven't had bad experiences with them. But I know too many bad experiences to discount them, if that makes sense. I know they haven't been my experiences, but I just know of too many. And especially, like I said, right now with seeing that that brother get a whole boot in his chest and got some cuffs behind your back, and I'm just like, what kind of whatevers do y'all think y'all are? Like, he ain't even uncuffed. So like, how y'all proud of the fact that this man's face is bloody and beaten up, and he's cuffed up, and y'all are doing this, y'all exerting this type of force on somebody that is cuffed up. Like, it ain't even no fair fight. It ain't even no fair fight, nowhere close to it.
Dudes can't fight. That's why they do what they do. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of these cops, man, like, they especially ones that don't have like the military background. Mm-hmm. Sometimes like these guys going to the military, come home, they don't know what to do, so they become law enforcement, become cops. But these dudes that don't come from the military, man, these dudes was picked on or whatever, and they soft. They suckers. They soft. They can't fight. Don't know how to fight. Probably don't really want to fight. So what they do, they want to go get a gun, get a badge, get a gun. Now you kill, legally, basically. Do what you want, and so and especially the COs.
Yeah,
I got 20 years experience with them punks, and I promise you, these dudes is the biggest suckers on the planet. They all soft, and they like, now. Let me rephrase that, because some of them they I have come across a couple that they they go. But for the most part, like like you say, exceptions don't change the standard.
Yeah.
These dudes are soft. They suckers. And it is what it is. Like when I seen that the video, and I wasn't surprised. It didn't even it didn't really faze me. Like I've seen stuff like this live and in color. So this is not. It wasn't. And truth be told, had the man not died, that didn't even the worst beating I've seen.
Right. Right.
So, like I told you the story about Asa and how he came back. I didn't see that one. I just saw the aftermath of that one.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've seen these caps, man, in these jails, in certain situations, man, where they really stomp dudes half to death, and then drag him and leave him in a cell. And if he heal up, he heal up. If he don't, he don't. There's a couple of spots in New Jersey, man. It's just, and New Jersey is kind of like the lighter side of the jail system. New Jersey's got is somewhat easy time, considering other spots. And even still, there, they got the body count.
But this is what I'm saying, and I don't want to, because we coming up almost on 1:30, and I don't want to belabor this too much longer. But this is what I'm saying. I want to be very honest and be frank. Like I said, we got to be realistic.
And overtime pay,
bruh. The fact of the matter is that how other way do you think they're supposed to manage it?
What, in prison?
Yeah.
In
prison, like I said, honestly, slavery, like any other.
Honestly, in slavery,
supposed to be managed?
In prison,
yeah.
I don't know. Because honestly, truth be told, if there's not a threat of losing your life in there, yeah, we'd run over the cops.
Exactly.
They are outnumbered like 10-1.
Exactly. So they have to make examples. I'm
gonna say this though.
Yeah. This is an honest, raw conversation.
I'm gonna say this. It's depending on the jail itself. Mm-hmm. Now, when you talk about now, me personally, I've been in Supermax. I did most of my time in Supermax, which is 23-1. I mean, for all you that don't know, 23-1 is basically 23 in your cell, 1 hour rec, and then you got your mesh moves or whatever like that. So, but most of my time has been in Supermax or Max prisons. Like I didn't stop being a Max custody until I got my full minimum and I moved to the camps. But because I had all the violence on my jacket, they keep us tucked away. So understand this. If there isn't a threat of losing your life or whatever, then yeah, we would probably run over these cops. Like we'd probably drag them because we know that y'all soft. Like, but what they do is they isolate you, and they pick us off one by one.
Right.
Now
that's strategy.
Yeah, but knowing that there was a time where there was unity and we moved as a group. Mm-hmm. Like if one of us stopped, we all stopped. So what they did was they diluted the population. When I say they dilute the population, so when you got guys like me who's doing 25 years, right? And then the dude who's already been down 10 and still got another 20 to go, what we got to lose?
Yeah, but
let me finish. So what they did is they throw the guys in that got 3 flats, 5 or 2s. They going home. So they're not gonna put up a fight. So instead of stopping, they go, I'm putting my hands up and I'm going to where I'm going. So that you dilute the population. So now there's no more unity. So this is why I say it depends on what kind of jail you're in. So when you in them Supermaxes, yeah, I see why they do what they do.
Gotcha.
But that's not always the case.
They shouldn't be doing that if they
so Southwood, when I went to Southwoods had a mixed population, but there were certain areas in that jail where there's the guys with the 3 flats, the guys with 2 to 5s. You know, they're only doing a few months. They going to the camps. They going home. These are the guys they beating on. Mm-hmm. They're not beating on over here. The guy that got the 20 years because he's gonna kick.
Yeah,
he's gonna fight.
Yeah,
and his man that's in the cell when he's doing 15, he's gonna fight.
Yeah, I got.
You gotta fight there.
I got you.
But the 5 with the 2 or the 2 with the 5, you guys is doing the short, them skid beds. These are the guys they beating on. These are the guys they killing. Then the family's wondering like, yo, he's coming home in 8 months. Why is my baby dead? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because those are the easy dudes. Mm-hmm. They don't want no problems, but these cops, this is what happens. So I understand, and you may have less problems in them Supermax. Like Supermax, them jails, like it don't be a situal issue where it's always us against the cops. A lot of times it's inmate on inmate violence.
Right.
But when you get to these other spots where you got gang minimum, you got full minimum, things like that, there should never be a situation where a cop is putting his hands on a prisoner. It shouldn't be, because these guys is going home. They don't want no problems. The only way out. But these are the guys that's getting killed. These are the guys that get stomped out. These are the guys that getting beat on. They're not beating on the dude that got life. Mm. He's gonna fight back. He's the one that got the shank underneath his shirt. Mm. He's the reason y'all walking around with them vests on. Because he's gonna fight. Yeah. Those the guys they leave alone. Like when I never had a problem with the police when they saw my state number. That's how you know how much time a guy has in. Yeah. So when you got that, like a lot of times when especially after I left Broadway, a lot of times I had more time in most. I had my back number. I had the building. So that demands a certain amount of respect from everybody, cops included. So when I come in and my number is 301-374, and the dude standing next to me, his number is 85432, whatever. He just coming down. He's fresh meat. I've been down. I done got some scars. I done put the work in. You're gonna go past me, and you're gonna pick on the fresh meat. There should never be a situation like that. Because like, listen, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna kick. This guy's not gonna kick. He's gonna cover up. He's wondering why. What did I do? Because he don't know no better. I know what's coming. So yeah, one of you coming with me. And if I can get 2, that's even better. But no, you gotta fight me here. And this is why I say, like, these dudes is not, and especially when you in the county jail. When you in a county jail, there should never be a situation where officers putting his hands on the prisoner. But it is what it is. And this is why I don't respect none of them dudes. I don't respect them. I see put us in the room, lock the door, don't open up till somebody stop moving. Let's get it. But that's awful. What's awful?
You missed the conversation.
Oh, I missed the conversation.
She was saying that, yeah, you're coming up on the end of the conversation. You have to go back and win.
Oh, I don't know enough about that overtime pay thing. I just kind of like caught a couple of blurbs. But I mean, that's what they do. I mean, listen, man, get the money. I don't care who you are. I ain't gonna never hear you for getting the money unless you're taking money from me. So,
Sir Anthony, you are very welcome. And I just remember KK, because he was a little younger then. He was about 13. When I would say, Sir Anthony, you get the Michael B. Jordan voice, he would come around like, who's getting the Michael B. Jordan? Who's getting this Michael B. Jordan voice? But yes, Sir Anthony, always has been a pleasure knighting you and with that name. So thank you for saying that. So we gonna wrap up with our last topic for today. This Fat Joe situation, and I wanted to leave that to last because, frankly, I don't want to give it too much energy, quite honestly, but also because y'all know how y'all do. Even though reparations was supposed to be the main topic, a lot of people don't tune in until it's always almost an hour gone. And I don't want to leave the big topic to later because y'all should have gotten here early. So y'all have missed it. Y'all got to go back and look at it. But I'm gonna let you lead that because you know he's from your neck of the woods. Yeah,
he is. And
I'm
gonna say this. I'm gonna say
the
this.
BX.
Fat Joe used to be my guy.
He did.
Fat Joe used to be my guy when he was fat.
Fatter, because he still ain't.
Yeah, but he's small now though.
He's smaller.
Okay,
that recent thing. I said, oh, he that surgery done weighed down a little bit again.
Yeah, but he even with the stuff he was saying, it was like, nah, it's cap. Like he would tell these stories, these interviews, I'm like, nah, that's cap. But it is what it is. He's a rapper. Rappers lie. That's what they do. You know, you can't be a rapper and not lie. You just can't do it. Anyway, like I said, Fat Joe used to be my guy, but after he said what he said, now if you had a problem with FBA, okay, fine. It's the stuff that came after, because he might be right. He might be absolutely 100% right, but you know what? You can't say it, homie. You can't, because it ain't on you to say it. You don't have a right to say it.
What part shouldn't he been able to say that?
None of it.
Let's talk about it.
None of it.
He can't say that they broke.
No, because that might be true. That might be only true.
So you can't say the
truth? But it's how he said it.
Yeah.
It's how he said it. It's these broke ass niggas. And first of all, so if I come up with the Trinity and to all you broke ass spicks, how you coming, homie? See what I'm saying? How you coming? You gonna fight? You gonna shoot? They're gonna do all these things. So it's how he said it, and the other things that came after was because the conversation was about the origin of hip hop, and I guess people of Hispanics' role in the hip hop, and I want to be very, 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 very clear about this, because Fat Joe has been very adamant about this, and I've always disagreed with this. And this has always been my argument: is this? If y'all was so entrenched, right, in the creation of hip hop, or I guess the founders, the founding, whatever, then why wouldn't you take it to Puerto Rico? You couldn't. You couldn't. That's number one. Two, everybody knows who hurt and his sister with the speaker on Cedric, called out the window. He up there doing this thing. Hip hop was brought about in two parts: the Bronx and Manhattan. Manhattan, because where all the clubs was at, that's where the DJs had to go to get work. The rap portion of hip hop, the Bronx. Wasn't really no Puerto Rican rappers, bro. You dudes was dancers. Y'all were dancers. All right, so you can spit that to somebody that wasn't there, but see, here's the thing, though. I'm old enough to where I cover, 3 generations of hip-hop, bro. So I know. So while Fat Joe was running around, selling his drugs, brother, doing what he was, claimed to be doing, and he was. I'm not saying, he was. You know what I was doing? I was carrying my Uncle Crakes around to parties. That's what I was doing. So you may be the big time rapper, Terror Squad, blah, 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 whatever. Bro, I'm more hip hop than you'll ever be. Know that. Okay? So
But you say that about anybody, because you were saying that about Chuck D too.
No. What I said about Chuck D,
he was talking about it.
What I said about Chuck D.
Chuck D told him not to be knocking on the jump off.
No, Chuck D, because Chuck D was just being a hater.
That is not being a hater.
Like, we so hip hop, yeah. Shut up.
No. See, that's what I mean, babe. Somebody deserves some respect.
Why? They stop saying.
Yeah, he is. I think that was true. You can't be so hip hop that you can't say door. You can't say door. Like we can't use actual words. Look at your face.
Because he didn't want to say door.
Then he ain't come into the studio. He didn't record that day. He ain't come into the studio. You know, we gonna use some term. We gonna use our big boy words. We're not gonna raise our voice. We're gonna raise our vocabulary. Come on, KK. KK gave me that, y'all. Don't raise your voice. Raise your vocab. Thank you. I never really was a Big Pun or a Fat Joe type of but I did love What's Love.
I do not look like Chuck D.
He does. And let me tell you what else he looks like. Everybody always thinks. Let me tell y'all. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. Please. Don't let me mute you.
Really?
Mute you. People always think he is a cop or military. So all of this, close them doors and let's get right. Guess who talk just like that? Cops and military. They talk like that. They do. He got that energy. And that's why I say it'd be so funny that he be talking mad. He be talking mad disrespectful about these people. Look. That he I see. Now we about to close out. Oh, okay. But he be talking mad disrespectful about these people that he look like. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, Mr. Doss and they resemble one another.
I don't.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and especially with the hat to the back like he rocking right now, totally. But yeah, he was mad at Chuck D over that. But yeah, I've never really been a Big Pun or Fat Joe fan. I just really couldn't. I never liked that song, Don't Want to Be a Player No More. I never liked that. I thought that was really corny. It was just so much. It was so much, y'all. Let me tell y'all the way. I used to book.
You two walruses, man. They was lying.
I used to book acts, and I had a rule of thumb, and I used to wind up in plenty of disagreements with my boss at the time in Philly, because if I didn't want to see them, I don't book them. And he had a good relationship actually with Fat Joe's manager at the time. I forget his name, but he was just like, call him and get his writer. And I'm like, I ain't gonna get his writer. Like, have you called and got his writer? No. He's like, did you call and get that writer? Did you call and get that writer yet? I ain't call and get that writer. I ask somebody else to do it. Because I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it after lunch. I'm gonna do it, and I'd be gone. I'd be ghost. Because if I don't want to see you, I didn't work on booking you. And getting the writer was always the first thing, because that way we could go and shop them to the different promoters based on what they wanted on their writer. And so the only song I really dug was oddly enough, the song that he did. I think that was with R. Kelly. We thug and rolling on dubs and all up in the club. Wilding like what? Chris on lock. Oh, baby, that song went. That's the only song I really like. What's Love was hard for me. I just love the Shanti. I've always loved the Shanti. Congratulations, Mrs. Haynes. I've always loved the Shanti. Okay,
Naima, about Big Pun was the glue between Fat Joe and everybody else. Listen, all right, okay, give a little bit, hip hop history. Fat Joe was already entrenched in hip hop before Pun came along. Mm-hmm. Fat Joe was with Digging in the Crates crew, so he was already, Let It Flow Joe, all that stuff. He was already entrenched in the underground scene, and then with that Let It Flow Joe stuff, when that dropped, he kind of took off. Now, granted, when Pun came along, Pun took him to another level, to where as though it was like, because Pun was nice, but I'm not gonna put Pun in like.
Wait a minute. What? You're not gonna do that, Sir Anthony. You're not gonna. Ashanti is not hot back in the day. Mrs. Haynes is fire, not too. Mrs. Haynes, Mrs. Haynes is fire. She is fire. No, because Sir Anthony, she hit the wall. Sir Anthony, you ain't gonna start it.
Yeah, but Pun
What do you mean she only fire to Nelly? That is not true.
Ashanti,
that is not true. You was talking about he don't want it with Nelly. That's all. He don't want it with Nelly. But he was talking about Ashanti. He was talking about Ashanti. He was talking about Ashanti. He like.
See, Nelly gonna try to stretch it out though, man. I'm gonna run out of breath, so I gotta end it fast.
He's okay.
I gotta do a big shot.
Anyway, Ashanti's still that. Mm-hmm. Oh, Naima said she didn't know that about Fat Joe. So
Fat Joe was he was running with Big L in them.
Big Pun. I didn't know Big Pun put him onto anything except for more chopped cheeses.
Nah, Pun discovered Remy though. Wasn't Fat Joe? Was Pun. Pun pulled her in. And she needs to sit down somewhere. Yeah, she did some bullshit.
I'm very disappointed, and I'm a person that, like I said, I'm a wretch too, but yeah, that's on some different level. But like I said, somebody would look at my past and say, hey, I was very wrong for how I was conducting myself too. But man, Remy, she really that was really goals for so many people.
She had to circle the block.
she had to get back on track. She was always on track. Thank you, Naima.
How?
What do you mean how? When was she not on track? Ashanti body been like what? Because remember, Ashanti didn't have no kids or nothing. So she still had that 20-something-year-old body. And she got great genes. Like, look at her mom, her sister, her aunt. Well, the sister had some kids, young though. But I think she did. But yeah, no, she had good genes and good.
No, Pun discovered it. Pun discovered it.
Yeah,
and then she put that.
We ain't gonna have no Ashanti blasphemy over here.
She put that verse on. What was it?
Ania.
Nah, when she got in the studio, she put a verse on one of Fat Joe's songs, but then she came out with the Andy Up joint. I think that was her first feature.
She let Nelly slip through. Sorry, Anthony, I'm about to pull you up because you playing games now. No, baby, it was the other way around. She let Nelly slip through her fingers over small things like cheating. What?
They wasn't together though when he did that with the aunt.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was kind of out. That's just like, how you coming back? He put.
Anyway.
He put his back in your aunt.
Anyway. No, it was a suspected. I can't, like I said, I think time heals all wounds.
What?
I do. I think it's weird. Like, I don't see myself doing it, but I was mad when you told my sister she had on a nice outfit. You didn't tell me I had a nice outfit on. She told you she had a nice outfit on.
I didn't tell her that.
No, I know that you said I don't tell Courtney she have a nice outfit on when she was talking about her nice outfit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you that.
But the fact of the matter is that I was still mad at that. I was mad at that personally. That's why I said I don't think I would see it that way. But I don't think she let Nelly slip through her hands with the little things. I think that there was reason for her to suspect that he was cheating. And that may have not been confirmed or not, but I think that there were valid reasons that he didn't feel like he had to answer.
Go to bed, Mom. Go to bed.
This is Mr. Dawson's mother, y'all. Thank you, Mom. She don't know anything about those people, but she do know about that Bobby Blue Gland. Thank you. And you know about Sam Cooke too. Baby, if you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, oh, bring it to me, bring your sweet loving. Hey, I think I'm gonna give that to Nelly and Ashanti. There you go. We're gonna cancel It Was Just a Dream, and we're gonna give y'all Bring It On Home by Sam Cooke. That's what they should do. They should do
okay,
a 20,
first of all, Nelly always
version.
Smiles. All right, so stop.
No, he's super happy.
Yeah,
I be watching their little stuff too. Oh my gosh, it is the sweetest thing. And their child is named KK. So KT, you better get with it. KK, okay. You can be the original KK because their baby is named KK. That's right. Oh, I love me some Sam Cooke, baby. Sam Cooke and Temptations. This one here, let me tell y'all, this one here, Mr. Hip Hop over here, Mr. Digging in the Crates. You know, one of the first things he did, this is before we were ever like together. He when I was having the grand opening of my cafe, he asked me did I want to use his playlist, so I would, I wouldn't have to worry about commercials on my
playlist.
Your password. Yeah, he gave me the password to his title. This was big, y'all, because we weren't even, we weren't even rocking like that. But he gave me the password. And, now, see, you say it like that now, but then otherwise comes a, I gave you a password. I gave you a password. Okay, another conversation.
Give you a password.
But at any rate, he said, he actually said that he was like, well, send me over the songs that you like. And, I'll go ahead and make your playlist for you. And I said, okay, great. So I sent him on my song list. And he was like, it was a little bit outdated. What? Y'all, I had my Temptations. I had my Sam Cooke. I had my Otis Redding.
I was like, wait. This is like my mom's stuff.
But it was my cafe's debut, y'all. But he telling me that my stuff was outdated. Like he literally tried to debo my playlist, y'all.
No, I didn't.
He did.
No, I didn't.
He did.
I didn't put anything on the playlist.
He did. Yes, Sam Cooke did write the book. Yes. I see. This is the good conversation here. Bobby Womack and Sam Cooke have similar taste in the ladies.
Wait, who my mother said she hate?
Oh no, she said I hear you. She meant to write. Your mom with the typing.
Didn't I just tell you go to bed?
At any rate, do we need to bring it? We need to bring it back to the conversation. The conversation was this: Fat Joe definitely in the wrong. Ashanti always looking good and right. KK, we're gonna do a recap. KK, you need to put your stamp on KK so you can be the original KK, because the Haynes son is coming up as KK now, and he might take it over. So you want to be the original KK. And yes, yes, you might have told her to go to bed, but she's not going. Mm-hmm. No, with his ex-girlfriend, he did not smile much. No, because he was paying out that was Miss Jackson was crazy.
Ex Floyd chick, right?
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I think Fat Joe, first of all, it wasn't anything for, it would have been nothing for you not to even bring that up, because I think that FPA definitely had their lane, and Fat Joe, you're not
calling somebody broke, bro. You went broke twice. Like you literally burnt through millions twice. Sit your fat ass down somewhere, bro.
Okay, that's not Kingdom either. But we don't have, the thing with it is that we don't have the inside info of why, because that's one thing I can always say when it comes to this media stuff, y'all. We only see half of it. We may not even see half of it. We see like a portion of it. There may be some beefs on this other side of things that because the way he said, have you seen the leader? I'm like, what leader is he talking about? I didn't know that FBA's had a leader. Like, I know Tariq talks about FBAs. I know it's this thing called the Authority Report. They talk about it. I know that Jason Black, the Black Thread, like people talk about FBA, but I didn't know they had a leader. Yvette Carnell and Antonio, they talk about, but it's like leader. I was like, who is this leader that he said was broke? I feel like there is some personal stuff that he has going on with some people that have said some things about him personally, and he has attributed that to being like he did a whole y'all black people type of thing. That to me is what that's doing.
Yo, what happened? I'm telling you what happened. It came from the origins of hip hop.
Yes.
So this 50-year thing just happened a couple years ago, or whatever.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of where hip hop came from, how it how it was developed, this, that, and the other, and then everybody wanted drop their little the Hispanics role in hip hop, this role in hip hop, And this like no. Everybody was trying to take and plot and jump in like I ain't create shit. Stop.
Listen, you going out there. It's time to shut down because I see it's getting a little late for you and it's time for dinner. At any rate, y'all. The next one that we come with is going to be it's going to be a little bit more of a what I like to call more so a quiet conversation. Like it's something that we have been talking about, but we're gonna bring y'all into it in regards to nonprofits and and just how they're handled, how they mishandled. Do y'all think y'all really doing business this way? Are y'all doing business? I don't know, because this is the first time we're venturing into the world of nonprofits or 501Cs, if you will. All my businesses before have been LLCs. So this ministry, the food business, the Colored Only Cafe, this is the first time we're venturing into that realm, and it's moving quite funny. And so I would just hope that it's this way other place.
I'm talking about Fat Joe. He's been broke twice.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. He was talking about Fat Joe.
Because he called them broke.
So what was okay? So let me get clear just before we close out. So was he talking about Tariq Nasheed?
I believe so.
The leader of FBAs. I never thought that Tariq Nasheed was the member.
He's not. This is how little he knows about. Like this is how little he knows about any of that. What it was like again, like I said, like there was when it was all talk about that, and they was talking about the origins of hip hop. Everybody was saying like, nah, this is a black thing that's been hijacked by others.
Yeah,
and they're right. They're right. This thing was birthed in the streets for us, by us.
Yeah,
and then it got hijacked, and like everything else.
Okay.
So that's what that was, and then so now because he's been like what do you call it a huge advocate on what the role of the Hispanics in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Or mostly the Puerto Ricans
I
in
understand his sentiment, but I didn't understand who he was talking about or how they got there.
Yeah,
I never understood.
That's how because he's been such a big advocate. Whenever they start talking about it, like, well, Fat Joe was wrong because this is what this is. Because Fat Joe be running his mouth about certain things, and like, bro, you not, you was on the corner, bro. You slinging your krills and crack and whatever. Stop, bro.
So yeah, and I never realized, and I guess it's how disconnected from that conversation I also have been, but I didn't realize that Tariq Nasheed was the leader of the FBAs. I knew that he has been very consistent with the declaration of who FBAs are. He has been consistent with the hidden colors, y'all. I mean, this has been for years. But I never knew that he had asserted himself as leaders of the FBA. I know that he addresses who FBAs are, especially when the conversations about reparations do come into play. But that's why I said, even with what I know and what I have knowledge I've acquired in regards to reparations, I did not know that he was leading this charge to be the leaders of the FBA. And that's why I was thinking, I was like, did he and Fat Joe get into something personally? Because to me, it seemed like it was.
Oh, did he?
Mic check.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, that would be something good to check out. Okay. So, Sir Anthony, I think you still have my email information. If you have a link, send that. I'm talking about of the actual premiere. We could find the movie, but of the actual premiere. That makes sense now. That makes a lot of sense. That might be something good to do this week before the children get back. Y'all, I just want to say again, y'all, thank y'all for rocking with us. Created the term. He coined the term. So it actually is, that's on record. Foundationally, or the fundamentally, it's foundationally Black Americans, right? Okay. All right. That, like I said, after Hidden Colors 3, I kind of fell off with him a little bit, and then I did not really like him in the Zaza Ali disagreement or dispute. I didn't like any of that, so I just really kind of fell off with him, and that whole scene in its entirety a little bit. And I know he did these Coon Train Awards or something.
Coon Train Awards.
Something. It was like Soul Train, but it was called something awards. And he was talking about he was handing out butter biscuits and this and that. And it was just it just became kind of too gimmicky for me. But I would hear FBA very consistently in regards to certain topics about reparations. And I also would get asked pretty consistently, did I think reparations should be just for FBAs? And so I was familiar with the terminology, but there was a disconnect when it came to the whole kind of the deriving of the term and the I guess the movement, the FBA movement, if you will. Because from my understanding now, it's kind of like its own. They got their own march a little bit. So I have to do, I guess, a little bit more research on that because I have never heard about Mic Check. Black folks love gimmicky stuff. That they do, Sir Anthony. That they do. But again, I want to thank everybody for rocking with us. 2025, we are kicking it off. Please make sure to tune in to our next show. Like I said, we probably won't be doing a couple of favorites this Friday, but we will be doing our conversation. So you are welcome to join if you would like it. It's about nonprofits in the 501c world, and we just got some questions and honestly some concerns. And I might call a couple of people out. I like to call myself the censored Michi X a bit. I don't do as much cursing, but it's going to be one of those kind of call out shows. You said take us to 8:00, 5 more minutes. Sir Anthony, let me put that cash app back up for you because I know. You know how this works. You know how this works, sir. So I'm gonna put that cash app back up for you because I know that you got everything that you need to use it, and we gonna take you out 4 more minutes. Hey, and that would be make it $20.25 for the new year. We would love it. We would appreciate it. Well, babe, what do you have? Do you have any more? Do we have any more off the counts?
No, that's good though.
So it's just been 2 days, so there's been no more
off the counts. No, nobody.
What were some of our biggest off the counts of 2024? James Earl Jones. That was huge. Creed.
Oh
yeah.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, that hurt you. I know.
It did.
Good Times Dad. John Amos. Yeah. And of course, Jimmy Carter, El President. That was big for me because, like I said, Jimmy Carter was a huge president because I think he was the last to me in regards to the political realm. He was the last. He was the last American president. I'm gonna say it like that. I like Trump. I do, y'all, and I don't care what y'all say. That dance goes. I like Trump. I like Trump. Actually, I want to fundraise. I would love to be able to go to the inauguration. So if anybody, please hit up that Cash App. I'm officially declaring that on that Cash App. Go ahead and hit that thing up. Would love to go to the inauguration this year.
Cash App on his new phone.
You have Cash App on a new phone. Do you still have the email? Because we have PayPal.
You still got the email. Okay,
good. I see the email. So the email is still the PayPal, Sir Anthony.
No, which email? CVG?
No, that ain't. But I have that listed. Yeah, I have that. I have them both linked though. The PayPal.
Because it ain't claiming Malcolm X Day.
No, he ain't never did that.
CMXD.
I don't even say it because it's not that. You laying people down a wrong path. But I do think that Jimmy Carter was the last greatest American president because of his roots, literally coming up as a farm boy. I'm just a peanut farmer from Georgia. And we just found out, actually, I think that was actually some good information.
What?
When you went down, the famous people from Athens. I did not know Nene call us. Because I'm sure you got some insight of the pretend businesses over here in Athens.
Horrible.
So
horrible.
We would love to get some insight. What's for dinner? Okay, so he is on the Daniel fast, but he made me some salmon earlier, so I'm going to have salmon, and I'm making him some mushrooms and salad for dinner. And I'm also gonna have me some mushrooms and some green peppers because I got to bring that Philly to it. I did a lot of talking about Daytona, y'all, but y'all know how the 215 go. Quincy Jones. I didn't really, and Nikki Giovanni. Yeah, there were some big ones this year. Sounds good. I was sad with Quincy Jones. Oh, thank you. Still have your email. Thank you. That is linked to PayPal. I appreciate you, brother. Quincy Jones. I'm just going through the list here, y'all. Putting up these last because we counting down. Sir Anthony said he needed it to 8:00. Sir Anthony, I'm doing right by you. Okay. And I do thank y'all. I thank y'all for rocking with us for so long, y'all. And we looking forward to glowing up. As y'all know, we're gonna keep it glowing. There we did it. 8:00. Bang bang, y'all. Dos das. We in here. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, y'all know what to do. Glow up.
Wait, is it 8:00?
It is.
You sure?
Oh, is it? No, we just been live for 2 hours. We've been live for 2 hours. Yeah. I thought we went on. Oh, we went on before. We went on 5 minutes before 8. You're right, so right.
All right, I got a list of names here. All right, we got Judith.
Oh, good.
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Judith Jameson. Quincy Jones. Oh, Fernando Venezuela. Yeah, baseball guy. Fireball. Dodgers.
Who is Judith Jameson? Terry Garb has?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was the wife from Mr. Mom.
Liam Payne.
Jeez. Liam Payne, that's right. One Direction. Mm-hmm. Y'all, we are going to make it to 8. 3 more minutes.
Kennedy.
Yeah, you're going to need the more. This is off the count, y'all. This is the off the count list. You know it's good when people don't want you to leave. Thank you. Thank you so much, brother.
Oh, Sissy Houston went too.
Whitney Houston's mom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pete Rose.
Wait, when is she there? October. Wow, Pete Rose. I know him.
Yeah.
We're just going over the list. This is the off the count for 2024, y'all.
Dikembe
Mutombo. That was a 76ers too. And I was just y'all. So I'm gonna make them Philly. I'm gonna make my Philly style mushrooms extra heavy.
Gavin Creel, who's that?
I don't know who that is. He was a singer. They say it right there.
I'm gonna make my beloved actor, singer, and lyricist.
I know they said it right there.
Before we bring out Jimmy Smith, I don't know what it is. Oh, Chris Christopherson.
The actress from the TV show Alice passed away. Was that Judith Jameson? Who was that?
Maggie Smith.
I don't know.
No.
It says the actress.
But Chris Christopherson, Maggie Smith, James Earl Jones, John Amos.
We got him already.
Phil died?
Phil Donahue, talk show host, y'all. And red glasses. Y'all, I still haven't gotten my red glasses back. I need to make sure I get them. I need to make sure that is on my list of things to procure.
Oh, by Gina Rollins. I don't know who that is. Rollins. I don't know who that is.
But you can read a little bit to see who it is.
I ain't got my glasses on. I ain't trying to stream. See, I can see that because it's just there. Bob Newhart.
Yes, Bob Newhart.
Your girl, Shannon. Shannon Doherty. Right.
And let me tell you, not only was she my girl, she was America's sweetheart.
Don't stop that.
That got vilified by these contemptuous brats and pests.
Richard Simmons.
Workout.
Dr. Ruth.
Oh.
Shelley Duvall.
Yes.
Is that John Landau?
Yeah.
Robert Town. I don't know who that is.
Why are you reading out the names of people that you don't know?
Because somebody else might know.
But you're saying I don't know. Then don't say I don't know. Just read the name.
Okay, Martin Mull. Mm-hmm. Bill Cobbs.
Yeah, singer.
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, Kiefer's daddy.
Willie
Mays.
Bill Walton.
She was a sweetie. Thank you, sir. Sir Anthony, we on the same page.
Dabney
Sweetheart.
Coleman.
Sweetheart.
Roger Corman.
Dabney Coleman, 9 to 5. Amen. OJ Simpson.
Juice.
The Juice.
Juice ain't do it.
OJ. 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 OJ.
Oh, Louis Gossett Jr. I forgot.
Louis Gossett Jr. Yep.
Oh, this guy. Joe Lieberman.
That's right. Presidential candidate, right?
Steve Lawrence. Axel. What they say?
Navalny.
Yeah. All right. Toby Keith. Ain't that your guy?
Country singer. That's not my guy. Country singer. Yeah. Who was number? My guy is Tim McGraw. Don't play with me.
Carl Weathers.
Garth Brooks.
Got the salute call.
I'll sing a little from Tim McGraw. Thank you.
You don't have to.
Remember me when you're
Charles
out
Osgood.
Walking. This is good for this part though. When
Norman
snow falls
Jolson.
high outside your door.
David Soul.
Late at night when you're not sleeping.
Glennis Giles.
You need to bring that down.
Johns.
And I
That's
won't
it.
hunt you
That's the list.
anymore.
That's it.
You messed me up. You'll find better love, strong as this ever was, deep as the river runs, warm as the morning sun. Please remember me. That's Tim McGraw, y'all. Learned that when I was 12, y'all. Come on, Tim. Come on, Tim.
It's officially 8:01. We went to 8.
Please remember me. That was perfect for that. See, you was talking too loud, but we're gonna bring that back another day. We're gonna have the vocals loud and you talking that softly.
First of all, background music is just that.
It should be lower, right? It should be usually, but we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna switch it up in 2025. I love you.
I love you too.
Amen. You talking about Faith Hill? You love this wife. Yes, you talking about Faith Hill. His kiss, this kiss, unshakable. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. We will be in touch soon. Y'all, make sure y'all tune in. Next show coming. See y'all. And Happy New Year. Habarigani.